What's up, y'all? I just wanted to be real in a moment, or real for a moment. Um, I had an incident with my brother, and then me and my wife talked about it. And let's just say some people think I'm a hypocrite, right? I got this persona, I got this image of peace and positivity, and I'm trying to build these wonderful relationships with people that I don't know. And then there's this other me that really can't be seen in my closer relationships. It's an interesting dynamic. And what does it mean to be a hypocrite? To do one thing and then, or to say one thing and then to do another. Ultimately, I think that my ego will pop out and try to convince me that I'm okay and that I don't have split personalities, but I see myself in a very uniform way. I have these ideals, I have this best self, and I'm always in competition. My worst self is always in competition. So my reactive self, my defensive self, the one that needs to be heard, the one that needs you to know that I'm right all the time. When I let my guards down, when my best self lets his guards down, then that kind of takes over. So I have acknowledged that in some of my close relationships, I may not be as friendly. I may not be the person that you see. And the closer you get to me, the more likely I am to make a sarcastic remark to you, to disregard your feelings. But I'm aware of that, and I've actually been aware of this for about a year now. It was the first time my eyes really opened up. Somebody who I met on the route, and we was just vibing and all of that. And over time, I felt like we had like a rapport, friendship, and then I made a remark that was unwarranted. And because we wasn't that close, he felt some kind of way. He didn't really understand that I had nothing but good intentions, but you can't really perceive that. So, the people around me, they do their best to try to understand me. They do their best to try to work with me and accept me, and I couldn't ask for anything more. I don't like being labeled a hypocrite, and if that is the reality, then that's something that I'm going to work on and continue to work on, because I do believe in the things that I say, even if I might fall short of the practice from time to time. I'm not a perfect individual, and it's almost cliche, but at least I can be aware of where I dropped the ball. I try to stick to my routines, and I've been struggling with going to sleep at a good time, at a reasonable time, and that's big for me because I was so about my sleep time. I was so consistent with making sure I went to sleep, and then I honestly think that affects other things, right? And sometimes you don't know where dropping a ball in one area enables you to drop the ball in other areas. But hey, I'm grateful for every day that I get, and I just hope that I'm able to maintain the accountability, the ability to hold myself accountable for when I'm not living up to my own expectation or my own standards. I hope that I'm able to just present and not allow my emotions to stop me from thinking. You know, I consider myself very blessed, and every day is a chance for me to learn something new. And just knowing that when I'm uncomfortable, that doesn't necessarily mean that whatever's happening is a bad thing. It could be a very good thing, and it gives me the opportunity to grow, to know that the way I view things is not the only way for things to be viewed. Yeah, so that was just weighing on me, and I don't want to feel like I'm hiding something. You know, I always want to be me through and through, and it's not always easy. But I think that this in itself, acknowledging who I am and what I've done in kind of a public sense, kind of holds me accountable as well. You know, but another reason why I do it is because if I'm able to be transparent, maybe somebody else is. You know, but I'm not even gonna say that's my sole purpose. I mean, I've in the past considered myself a very selfish person, but in my selfishness, in my battle with selfishness, I might be able to help somebody else. So, you know, I just appreciate you taking the time to listen to me. And other than learning from myself and learning from others, you know, I'm gonna keep making this music and keep making it happen. And, yo, I just appreciate the support that I get from everybody, the communication that I get from everybody, the love that I get from everybody. And to the people who are closest to me that I may have offended in the past or the very recent past, I apologize. I apologize. If I ever lost my temper, or if I ever disregarded your feelings. I don't expect anything really, you know. At this point, I'm just talking to a camera. But yeah, man. This is probably one of the only videos that I made that's not super positive, you know. And yes, I was being transparent before, I believe, but there's something about just being in the moment that I struggle with. I can always tell you about something that happened in the past, and once I'm in a better position, I can say, oh man, I was really struggling back there. But to be in a certain mode and then to speak from that while it's still going on, I think this is a little deeper. I mean, I encourage anybody with anything going on in their lives, man, just, I don't even know, you know, but I don't know if I'm holding on to this sense of trying to keep it real. How real is real? Yeah. Well, just getting lost in thought and not really saying much, but it's important, you know. It's all right wherever you're at, that's where you are. You could choose to stay there, or you could choose to go somewhere else. You know, give yourself the opportunity that I'm gonna give myself right now. Forgive yourself, love yourself, and once you do that enough, I believe that you have the opportunity to love others, you know, and hey, every day comes with different challenges. If there's one thing I could tell you, is that just because you see something as wrong, if you feel that you've been wronged by somebody, because like, who wants to be wrong, right? Especially if you feel like you're not wrong, or if you feel like somebody was more wrong, and even though you might be wrong, their wrong was like a greater threat. It was more than yours, so your wrong is justified. And I think that one thing that I learned is that two wrongs don't make a right at the end of the day. It's as simple as that. Being able to absorb what somebody does to offend you, because your love for them is unconditional. That's huge. That's huge, and I think it's easy for me to say that I love you if I don't know you, if you bear no impact on my life. But if you do bear an impact on my life, I think it becomes a little harder, especially if you do something that I perceive as offensive. And just for myself being in that position, I can relate to the struggle. I can relate because I fell short, and relationships go deep. It's a small world, you know. I'm just grateful for me to be able to have the ability to obtain my own lessons, you know. I don't think it's always necessary to divulge the details of what's going on, but as long as you know, oh, this mistake, that was mine. I'm gonna acknowledge that mistake. I'm going to own that mistake. And then I'm also going to get the lesson or the little treat that comes with it, you know. That's where I'm at, and that's what I'm going to do. So, with that being said, I can move forward. And I just encourage everyone else to move forward as well. Keep moving forward. My friend coined the term, always move in positive mindset. I like that. I like that. You know, I think it's inevitable for us to make mistakes. I just try not to beat myself up when I make a mistake, but still acknowledge that a mistake was made. I didn't want to acknowledge this one though. I'm gonna tell you, I did not want to, but I was probably wrong. No, I was wrong for harboring negative feelings that should have expired. And I'm not saying that in the sense that that's the right thing to do. That's what I feel that I need to do, because I choose to forgive myself every day. So for me to not forgive somebody else, that's wrong for me. I'm judging that. If I'm capable of still being lovable and worthy after I've done something to offend somebody, then I feel it's only right for me to reflect that. Now, it's not to say I'm never going to make the same mistake twice, but I will try not to. People getting tickets out here. Damn, I ain't trying to get a ticket. I ain't trying to get a ticket though. Well, I appreciate you for listening to me, just hearing me ramble. I know it's been a while since I've made a video, and I'm not really trying to do it like before. I was trying to do it every day, but I'm choosing the music to be my focus right now. So the videos are kind of like when I get the energy, when it feels right, then I'll just shoot a video. I'm not even gonna say that it's a weekly thing, but I think I could stand to talk a little less, listen a little more, you know. Too many times I project myself onto others. I project my mentality. And I know I talked about that before, but I think it was stemming from me. I can't just assume that because I may have a particular issue that other people do. And the perception, where I'm getting that perception from, is I gravitate towards motivational speakers. You know, I gravitate towards videos about philosophy and self-help and metaphysics, and I gravitate toward that because that's what I'm trying to get. I'm trying to achieve my balance, right? But I might see a motivational speaker and then they're talking about how many other people have my issue. But at the end of the day, this world is massive. I have to be able to account for the people that don't have this issue that I might have. You know, am I inflating my minority and mistaking that to be the majority? Are the people preaching about God or preaching about anything, do they do it for other people, or are they doing it for themselves? You know, gotta ask that question. Well, you know, I could just not put this video up. No one would even know. Life can't be televised all the time, right? I think people live their lives a little differently when they know people are watching. I mean, I don't think it's a coincidence that what you see on Instagram is not what you always get in real life. I gotta challenge myself to see the person that the closest people around me see, right? Because when you're on social media and you're on these sites, everybody's really just putting up their best image, right? So for me, my best image is not materialistic. And I can very easily make the mistake of judging somebody whose portrayed self-image is very dependent on materialistic things. I remember watching a video from Alan Watts that was talking about ego. And as soon as you're trying to be better, your ego is still activated, it's still active, and it'll always trick you out. So if you're trying to be better than your ego, it's a losing game. I understood the words, but I didn't have that experience. And this is not even like a big full-scale thing. I think that celebrities, when they're really big and they make a mistake, it comes with more gravity because there's more at stake. This is a very small stake, but it's still very relevant to me none the least. Because what's at stake is the very relationships I have with people. The people that are closest to me, that love and support me. So I wonder now if the person you see on Instagram is real. Or can I be distilled to any one personality? I don't want to get lost in thought, but occasional light thinking, I think, has some utility.